When most people in Dalton are heading to bed, third shift police officers are heading to work. Officers for the Dalton Police Department rotate shifts every 6 months, and while working on third shift might not sound appealing, many officers like the night shift.
I prefer it. Third shift, being that it's a night shift, has unique challenges. A lot of our activity have to deal with issues relating to drugs and alcohol, domestic type issues.
I'm born and raised in the city, so I never thought of the police being out riding around through the neighborhoods, checking on houses, making sure there's no prowlers or burglars, or checking on businesses. It's neat to think that people are out there doing it, and then to be one of the people protecting is fun as well.
The challenges of working on third shift don't stop once officers clock out. It can also be a challenge in an officer's personal life.
It's hard for anybody to change their sleeping patterns and sleep during the day. And it can be hard with family life too. But actually, time management and just good planning, you can actually spend a lot of time with your family when you're on third shift, because when they're asleep, you're at work, and when you're at home, they're at home.
Sometimes a night on third shift can be slow, but on a night like tonight, there is plenty of action. Each officer's night on duty starts in roll call. Shift supervisors brief officers on what to watch for with updates on recent crimes in town. From there, the action starts quickly. Officers get a report of a man walking around outside with a gun. Fortunately, this one turns out to be a false alarm.
Officer Castillo got out with him, and so he had something in his hand. When he put the spotlight on him, he noticed it was a cell phone. It was not a pistol, so occasionally get those.
From there, officers were dispatched to a possible domestic dispute at an apartment complex. This call also turned out to be a false alarm. Later, officers respond to a call of trespassing teenagers loitering at an apartment complex. But it wasn't long until something a bit more serious popped up. Another domestic dispute call. This one is in progress, and it's violent.
Guy came home at lunchtime today, caught his wife with another man. I guess he went back to work and then came home. He appeared to be intoxicated as well. So she had kids with her. She put them in a bedroom. He kicked in the bedroom door, and the kids fled out the window. Usually a call like that, the person's fled the scene because they know they did something wrong, so they fled, but she was still on scene, so that was nice. Had witnesses.
After leaving the scene, officers continued routine patrol, getting out to check on a pedestrian on Willowdale Road. It didn't take long to figure out that he had been smoking pot.
We've had a lot of burglaries in the area and cars getting broken into. He was wearing a dark colored shirt, so I figured I'd get out, check with him, make sure he's not intoxicated, walking in the roadway. As soon as I got out with him, I could smell the odor of burnt marijuana. He denied that he had any or was smoking it recently. Officer Brian assisted and found some marijuana that he had dropped, a marijuana cigarette.
After taking the suspect to the Whitfield County Jail, Officer Presley tested the joint found at the scene. The test came back positive for marijuana. From there, the night shift stayed busy.
When you're jumping call to call, doing a report, going to another call, you don't grasp the time that it takes on each of those calls, so your night goes by a lot faster. Plus, it's fulfilling to know that you've put somebody in jail if they needed to go to jail, or that you got somebody off the road if they needed to be off the road.
As you go to bed tonight, there are officers in Dalton who are just getting their day started, working all night long to make sure Dalton stays safe. For the Dalton Police Blog, I'm Bruce Frazier.